بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. We said that now we are going to take the questions and answers in the annex ملحق of the manasik al-hajj, not the theme. Main theme we are done. We are taking the questions and answers related to tawaf, which we are done, because we do the main theme and then we check out their questions and answers. We go back to the main themes. So after these tawaf questions are done, we are going to take salat al-tawaf from the main theme. Then we are going to go back to the annex mulhaq and check the questions and answers about the salat al-tawaf. And we said the longest chapter now in the tawaf is remaining is wajibat al-tawaf, obligations of tawaf. Now, remember that conditions of tawaf, they're obligations of tawaf. Conditions of tawaf like wudu, like dress, like of ihram, and all these, the things which are part and the prerequisites of the tawaf and what a person needs to do. Wajibat al-tawaf, obligations of tawaf, like 7 rounds. It's tawaf. It's wajib to do 7 rounds. It's wajib to not to face the Kaaba, not to give your back to the Kaaba. We did all these things. Now here we are taking questions and answers. If you have not done the theme, then please go back to where we have discussed the whole theme of this, where the answers are echoing the themes, which are some exceptional cases not mentioned mostly in the theme. So that's why we are doing these questions and answers. So let's try to take the question number 1 for wajibat al-tawaf, obligations of tawaf. Okay, so here a person, now let me this my square, because we're doing tawaf, wajibat al-tawaf, so it has to do with the tawaf. So this corner is what? Hajar al-Aswad. This corner, Hajar Ismail starts. So there's an arch behind this corner. This corner, Hajar Ismail stops. This corner is Mustajar, where the birthplace or the mark of the wall was ruptured or split when Fatima bint Asad alayhi salam entered and Imam Ali was born, and it closed. And then this one is Hajar al-Aswad. Okay, so now this is Hajar al-Aswad. Okay, and this is Rukn al-Yamani, because Yemen is here. So this points to Iraq, northeast, sorry. This is Rukn al-Shami, points to Syria, north west, and this points to Yemen, southwest, and this points to this is Hajar al-Aswad. Okay, this corner. So these are named Rukn al-Iraqi, Rukn al-Shami, Rukn al-Yamani. Iraq, Sham, Yemen. So let's say someone started the tawaf from Rukn al-Yamani, from this area. Okay, this area. Instead of here, he started here. He thought that this is the corner of Hajar al-Aswad. And sometimes people, they can't see Hajar al-Aswad. The first time somebody goes, he says, too much crowd here. By the way, you will always see crowd here, because it's also called Mustajar, where you can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your hajat. And that's where Fatima bint Asad alayhi salam asked Allah to help her out. So this is the Mustajar, okay, where people, they seek help, refuge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from their difficulties and problem. So even the from the school of companions, they many of them, they believe that this is the place where you need to ask dua for a lot of difficulties and it's solved. And then this Hajar al-Aswad. So when you see the crowd here, people, they think, oh, this Hajar al-Aswad. So what happens that sometimes you may start from this point. So this person thought, that means unawareness, believed that this was Hajj al-Aswad. So he started from here, round 1 and 2 and 3. Where did he finish his round? Seventh round? Here. So he started from Rukn al-Yamani. He ended with Rukn al-Yamani. And he did Salat al-Tawaf. He completed his Umrah. And he realized that he did not do from Hajj. So that this segment was left between Rukn al-Yamani and Hajj al-Aswad. This segment at the end was left. So what should he do? Then, حتى تم عمرته. He's still in the ihram. He needs to repeat the tawaf and the salat of tawaf and the sa'i between Safa and Marwa and the taqsir. That means this tawaf was not done. This segment is not completing the tawaf. So that's why no, Umrah was not complete. So the answer is he should repeat his tawaf and salat of tawaf and the sa'i between Safa and Marwa and the taqsir and avoid all the prohibitions of ihram before repeating it, because he's still in the state of ihram. When he did the taqsir, his taqsir was not right, correct. Why? Because his Safa or Marwa was not right. Why sa'i of Safa and Marwa was not right? Because his Salat al-Tawaf was not right. Why Salat al-Tawaf was not right? Because his Tawaf was not right. So all this chain of invalidity goes all the way because of so he has to do everything back again. And once he realizes, immediately he needs to get into his dress of ihram if he was a male. And women, she needs to get into her simple clothing, which she was wearing in ihram, not the decorative clothes and all those kind of things. So he said that before he performs this wajibat back again, he needs to get into the state of ihram and then repeat it. Okay. This one, again, similar question. So during, so this person, he started from Rukn al-Yamani, okay, thinking that it's Hajj al-Aswad. However, because it's a first timer. However, when we was passing by Hajj al-Aswad, he saw the Hajj al-Aswad packed, but did not see Hajj al-Aswad. Second round also, then he realized, oh, this is Hajj al-Aswad. So during his tawaf, he realized that this is Hajj al-Aswad, not this. Okay. Uh, so will he? So what did he do? He completed his tawaf to Hajj al-Aswad. So he started from Rukn al-Yamani. He completed. So that means this piece is extra. He added in the tawaf intentionally. However, out of unawareness, not deliberately. Okay. So it's unintentionally. That means he did not intend that this it was out of unawareness that this was Hajj al-Aswad. So what happens in the beginning? Now there's an extra tawaf. Okay. So you can't add or decrease in tawaf. Yes, you can start a bit before, knowing that this is not Hajj al-Aswad, knowing that once you are going to pass Hajj al-Aswad, that's going to be our first round. So you cannot add this extra as an intention of your round. That person added this part as an intention of his round in the beginning, but in the middle realized no. So what happened when he came to the seventh round? He completed to Hajj al-Aswad. Then he left. So will his tawaf be valid? He says if he started Rukn al-Yamani, it was out of an error in application, then his tawaf is correct. Because he did not intend to do this extra part. It was an application. He knows he needs to start from Hajj al-Aswad. See, he knows It's not he knows that he starts from, it has to be started from Rukn al-Yamani. No, he has the knowledge. However, when application came, he thought this is Hajj al-Aswad and he started. But then he realized this is not Hajj al-Aswad. So he completed his tawaf till the Hajj al-Aswad. So it says if he started from Rukn al-Yamani as an error in application, knowing the rule that he should start from Hajj al-Aswad, then his tawaf will be apparently it's correct. Question number 3. A person started his tawaf from Rukn al-Yamani. Again, third question. وَخَتَمَ بِهِ. Oh, it's a repeated question. It's a repeated question. So he started and he's finished. But then in the answer, there's some extra detail that can be beneficial. Let's take it. A person started his tawaf from Rukn al-Yamani, Mustajar, entrance of Fatima bint Asad, salamullah alayha. And وَخَتَمَ بِهِ, and seventh round ended here. So what is his ruling? So the answer, if his intention was to start from wherever he's supposed to start religiously, however, he thought that Rukn al-Yamani is that place, so he knew he has to start from Hajj al-Aswad. However, he thought that this is where Hajj al-Aswad is in Rukn al-Yamani. So he thought that that place where he's supposed to start is Rukn al-Yamani. Then he says that there is no problem, that is tawaf is correct with one condition, because he did not bring this segment. If he completes the last round, but the question said he ended here. However, he is mentioning in the answer, if he does not end here, he completes it, then there is no problem. So he knows the ruling, but the application was wrong. However, during the tawaf or at the end of the tawaf, he did not stop here. He completed till Hajj al-Aswad. Okay, so if he completes whatever was missed in the last round, did not stop here, then his tawaf is okay. However, if he did not do like that, then his tawaf is invalid. Okay, and if tawaf is invalid, he needs to repeat, as we mentioned. So here in the answer, he gave two rulings which we mentioned before. If the application was error, he knew the rule, but application came out to be error, and he completed the segment, last segment, then his tawaf will be okay. However, if he did not do like that, so his tawaf will be invalid, and he needs to redo the tawaf. As we mentioned, not just tawaf, if he has done the sa'i and safa and marwa, so everything needs to be done back again. Unless if it was only tawaf and salat al-tawaf, so you need to do the tawaf and salat al-tawaf. Question number 4. If a person, he did his tawaf 7 rounds, and in every round his intention is to start from Hajj al-Aswad and end to Rukn al-Yamani. So what is his ruling? Obviously, the problem is that this segment is missing in the tawaf. Every round he starts from Hajj al-Aswad. Here he makes the intention that I ended tawaf round number 1. When he comes here, this is round number 2. His intention is I ended round number 2, and so on. So he says that his tawaf is invalid. Okay. فإن كان ذلك في عمرة التمتع الحج. So if that tawaf was in the umrah of tamattu or the tawaf of hajj وتداركه قبل فوات الوقت فهو. So he realized before the end of the time, because hajj, tawaf of hajj and tawaf of umrah, they have certain time limit. What is the tawaf of umrah's time? Which is 9th of Dhul Hajj. After 9th of Dhul Hajj Dhuhr, it becomes qada. Okay. So and what about the tawaf of Hajj? We said two things. One, either the caravan leaves, either the according to some conditions and some cases, we said end of the Hajj. So he says that uh, if he is able to redo it before the time goes away, then he has to redo it. For tawaf, because tawaf is batil, he needs to redo it. وإلا, if he does not and he leaves, then his Hajj will be invalid and needs to redo the Hajj next year. وإلا فحجه محكوم بالبطلان وتلزمه الإعادة كما تجب عليه كفارة بدنة. And not just repeating the Hajj, he needs to also slaughter a camel on the basis of all obligatory precaution. Good. Question number 5. Someone perform Umrah Mufrada. Again, it looks like most of these people, some of them are extreme lovers of Imam Ali alayhi salam in a way that they want to start tawaf from there. Subhanallah. Uh, a youth performed Umrah al-Mufrada. However, started the tawaf from the Rukn al-Yamani, the corner of Yemen. Okay, Rukn al-Yamani means corner of Yemen, pointing at Yemen. The same thing, the split place. So, this is Umrah al-Mufrada now. He finished this Umrah. He did the Tawaf and everything. He finished this Umrah. And he performed the second Umrah. But once he finished the Umrah, he was told, what have you done? Your Tawaf was incomplete because you started from Rukn al-Yamani, you ended with Rukn al-Yamani. So, and then you did this. So they guided him. So second Umrah was correct according to the required conditions. So what is the ruling of both Umrah? So he says the first Umrah and whatever he did from the A'mal, batil, invalid. That means the Tawaf and the Salat al-Tawaf, invalid. Then the Sa'i between Safa and Marwa, invalid. Then then everything is invalid. Okay. Because he did this and he went and entered the state of Ihram for second Umrah. Okay. So what happens if he is in the first Ihram? Focus on this. If he is in the first Ihram and all these things are invalid, that means he's still in the first Ihram. He did not exit the first Ihram until he performs all the amal of the rituals of Umrah al-Mufrada, the obligations of Umrah al-Mufrada, because whatever he did was invalid. So as he did not do the tawaf, as he did not do the salat, as he did not do the sa'i between Safa and as he did not do taqsir, the tawaf, and everything is gone, kissed goodbye. So what happens that he's still in the state of ihram, he's stuck in it. And then he does labbaik Allahumma labbaik, second ihram. Baba, if you are in the first ihram, second ihram is invalid. So what? All my a'mal are invalid, okay, for the first and the second umrah. So first Umrah, the ihram is intact. You did not get out of the ihram. The a'mal are invalid. Second ihram, you said you went to the miqat and you said, I'm entering the ihram of Umrah al-Mufrada. The second one. Okay. Uh, then labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Then you did the tawaf and sa'i and tawaf, salat tawaf, sa'i, and the tawaf and nisa, taqsir and tawaf and nisa and salat tawaf and nisa. So all you did that. So first of all, we'll tell you first a'mal of Umrah. The obligations of Umrah are invalid. So you are still stuck in Ihram. So if you are stuck in the first Ihram, then your second Ihram is invalid. You can't be in Ihram and like it's offering your salah. You're praying the Salat al-Dhuhr and in the middle you start praying Salat al-Asr. You can't do like that. Salat al-Dhuhr and in the middle you say Takbir Tahram, Allahu Akbar, and enter the Qadha Salat al-Dhuhr of some other days or something. You can't do Salat in Salat. So this ihram, we said labbaik is like Allahu Akbar, entering the state of ihram, like entering the salat so you already are in the first labbaik, your first state. You can't bring another ihram inside that ihram. So your second ihram is invalid. Okay, so now what should I do? My a'mal are invalid. My first obligations are invalid. My ihram is invalid. So, uh, so what about the second umrah? Ihram is invalid. Is that all invalid? No, 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 no. Wait. So we said first a'mal invalid because the tawaf was invalid. So a'mal obligation, but you are still in ihram. If you are still in ihram, you can't do second ihram. You did second ihram, that's invalid. However, the a'mal of second ihram you did, tawaf, salat al-tawaf, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, taqsir, tawaf al-nisa, salat tawaf al-nisa, okay, of second ihram, which you did it according to the condition, as in the question, he did it according to the condition, is valid. But for which ihram? Valid for the first ihram. So that means he gets out of the first ihram finally. So the amal obligations of first ihram invalid. Ihram is valid. The obligations he did invalid. The next ihram and labbaik Allahumma labbaik invalid. But the amal which he did for second ihram, it will be considered for first ihram, and he will be clear. So he says whatever he performed for the second ihram from the obligations of second ihram, it will be considered for the first umrah. So whatever he did for the second umrah will be considered for the first umrah. And in that case, he says he did one umrah correct. One correct umrah. Therefore, he had performed only one correct umrah. Okay. Question number 6. Now, this is a very peculiar thing about turning the head left and right, turning the face. Obviously, you can't face the Kaaba, you can give the back to the Kaaba. That is clear. But what about turning the face? Many people, they look at Hajj al-Aswad when they come to Hajj al-Aswad and they say, Amanati addaytuha. So what is the ruling about this moving of the head? We know the moving of the body is not permissible. So is the question says, uh, um, does moving of the head and the neck towards the Kaaba during the tawaf affects the validity of the tawaf, uh, with keeping in consideration uh, that the left side of his body is facing the Kaaba, not his face. So his left side is like this and he's doing like this. Amanati addaytuha kind of thing. So his face moves there. So the answer is if the movement of the face was mild like this, okay, it will not affect the validity of the tawaf. However, if the movement of the head was extreme in a way that the backside the backside could be seen, okay, um, in general, then on the basis of obligatory precaution, one should not move the head in such way. So if he twists his neck in extremely, so if the movement was extreme, movement of the head was extreme in a way that the neck is twisted all the way to the right, in a way that if he can see the backside, so if he can see the backside, then obligatory precaution, this head going all the way to like this, okay, and the back is obvious, that should be kept, that should be avoided. So yeah, وأما الالتفات الفاحش, however, the turning around or movement of the head was extreme in a way that the neck was twisted all the way, that the backside could be seen in general, not everything, but in general you can see the backside, then obligatory precaution, one should avoid it. Question number 7. Kissing of the Hajj al-Aswad. That's why it said that don't kiss Hajj al-Aswad, don't kiss anything. Just do your wajib tawaf. At the end, you want to super glue yourself on the Kaaba, do it. Okay. You want to go into the war zone, but I would never advise to go to the war zone. Okay. Hurting people is not allowed. It's prohibited. You are doing something to please Allah. Don't do things which displeases Allah there. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there are Hujjaj, they kiss the Hajj al-Aswad. That's question number 7. In a way that they hurt other people, okay, during entering and exiting, like war zone. What is your opinion on that? So, وَأَمَّا إِذَا كَانَتِ الْمُضَايَقَةِ, if causing trouble, not harming, okay, the question has harming. Sayyid Sistani doesn't use the word harming. He uses the word disturbance. Okay. If the disturbance, and I'm going to use the word he used, the question was harming, and obviously you cannot harm other people. Okay. If the disturbance, you will be pushing people. So that pushing might be harmful, and it's disturbance, but might be harmful, might not be harmful. Okay. So if the disturbance happening due to that does not go beyond the commonly considered disturbance, then there is no problem in it. Commonly considered disturbance, that means the common says it's normal to push and go inside Hajar al-Aswad. But this is not beyond the limit of if the common says, what are you doing? Are you animal? Are you beating the people? You're hurting the people? If the common considers that extreme and harmful, one should not do that. Okay. So because obviously you'll push yourself in and push yourself out. When there's not that much crowd, yes, there is you're pushing people. Okay. There's a push going on, but this push is like not not like hurting them. You're like finding your way, squeezing your way in. But if you just box here and box there, and you can Batman there, that's a serious problem there. So if the commonly considers the disturbance you're causing by pushing people and going inside is not extreme, okay, it's okay. People, they say whoever is going to go to Hajj al-Aswad, the common will say you have to somehow push your way in. There's no problem. However, if it is going to cause disturbance in something which is not commonly considered, then that is problematic. That means common considers pushing, but common does not consider, does not accept hurting other people, harming other people. So here he has kept the disturbance two types. One is commonly okay, one is commonly not okay. So if you do commonly not okay, then it is going to be problematic. Okay. What if a person doubts that he made some steps? Okay. He made some steps and he was facing the Kaaba. So he was facing the Holy Kaaba. So what is his responsibility? So is he sure, certain? No, he says ihtamala, possibility. There's a probability that he took few steps facing the Kaaba. He should not face the Kaaba. His left arm should face the Kaaba, but he did the tawaf like this. Let's say consider the Kaaba is this side. So he did the tawaf like this, a few steps. He did not do, he doubts. There is a possibility he might have done it like that. He said, ignore the doubt. One should ignore this doubt and consider his tawaf okay. La ya'tani bishakkihi. Question number 9. Yes. If someone was performing tawaf, faced the Kaaba, or gave the back to the Kaaba, for what reason? To fix his dress. Like his dress was like this. So he had to just turn around. You see, when you turn around, you're trying to fix your ihram from back, your ihram from this side back. So you're facing the Kaaba. So not just neck. That was just neck. Now you're like this. Your chest is facing the Kaaba. Your body is twisted. Your back is twisted. Okay. To fix his dress of ihram. Okay. And then he continued his tawaf. And he doubted that did I stop while I was facing the Kaaba or giving my back to the Kaaba, or I was walking, I was fixing it during my walk, during my tawaf, like I was walking. Did I stop and I faced the Kaaba or gave my back to the Kaaba, or I was continuing my tawaf and I faced the Kaaba and gave my back to the Kaaba? So what is the answer here? So he says that the doubt is, did any gap happen in tawaf or not? Because if he stopped, that means he did not continue the tawaf. Like he was like this and he twisted to fix. So he was stopping or he was walking. So where is the doubt? He says the doubt Afwan. He says the doubt, the doubt mentioned is about missing small steps during the tawaf. Did I miss steps or no? I was stopping. I was stopping and I was like this. I stopped and then I turned around, gave my front to the Kaaba, my back to the Kaaba, fixing my thing. So he was not moving. So was I moving or was I in a still position? Okay. So what does that mean? If I was moving, I missed a few steps. If I was not moving, I did not miss any steps. So the doubt is, did you miss any steps? Did you fall short in your tawaf? or not? He says that doubt is negligible. Ignore that doubt and your tawaf is correct. Yes. And after the tawaf, he says he completed the tawaf. Washakka, he completed. So it's the rule of the faragh, rule of the completion is applied here. Qa'idatul faragh, remember? Once you complete and you doubt, did you do something wrong in your tawaf or not? You ignore that doubt. So he said that doubt is the doubt in the in missing something in the missing a few steps in the tawaf. Okay. Uh, After completing. So that doubt is negligible. Question number 10. شخص قبل الحجر في أثناء طوافه ثم شك بعد فراغه. A person who kissed Hajar al-Aswad during his tawaf. After completing, rule of completion, rule of completion. Okay, let's see. Uh, ثم شك بعد فراغه. After he completed, he doubt. Uh, After he completed tawaf, he doubt. Should he go back? I mean, did he go back? You know, like I came to Hajar al-Aswad, I went to kiss the Hajar al-Aswad, and I need to go a few steps back because I faced the Kaaba. So I need to go a few steps back and then continue, or at least go like a few, 2, 3 steps back from where I stopped towards Hajar al-Aswad, where I faced the Kaaba. So he says that after completing the tawaf, okay, he doubted that did he go back to wherever uh, he faced the Kaaba, or he went he went ahead, like he came out of Hajar al-Aswad and he started from here. So he doesn't know he started from here or from here or from here. Okay. For what should he do? He said, complete the tawaf. No problem. Okay. So you are doubting after the faragh. That's fine. After the faragh. So he says that the question is, during the tawaf, he kissed the Hajj al-Aswad, and after that he doubt. ثم شك بعد فراغه منه. Okay. So not after completing the tawaf. شك بعد after. So this pronoun, if it goes back to after he completed kissing the Hajj al-Aswad and during the tawaf, after completing kissing the Hajj al-Aswad, he doubts. I mean, he completed Hajj al-Aswad, then he was here, for example. He doubts, did I start from here? From here. He said, continue, because the answer says continue your tawaf, and there's nothing upon him. But the question says that بعد فراغي منه. بعد فراغي from what? From kissing the Hajj al-Aswad, after completing kissing of the Hajj al-Aswad, or completing the tawaf. The way it is understood, after completing tawaf. After completing the tawaf, he doubted. Okay, that did he come back or no? He started after Hajj al-Aswad. So obviously the rule is after the completion. If he doubts, then there is nothing upon him, and that's what the answer is. لا شيء عليه. But the answer also says he should complete the tawaf. So that's why the question, the way the question is understood, the question is understood in a way and the answer has a different angle. So let me just go to the question back again. شخص قبل الحجر في أثناء حجر الأسود. A person kissed the hajar during his tawaf, أثناء tawaf. ثم شك بعد فراغ منه. After he completed from it, he doubted. Now from what? From kissing the Hajj al-Aswad or from completing the tawaf? The question indicates completing the tawaf. The answer indicates completing the Hajj al-Aswad. Okay? So, because the answer says you should complete the tawaf. The question indicates that he has completed the tawaf. Unless if this faraghi minhu was understood uh, by the one who answered from the office of Sayyid Madallah, that he completed kissing the Hajj al-Aswad. Okay? That's why he said he should complete the tawaf. In both cases, be it during the be after the completing the tawaf, it's obvious. After completing the tawaf, if there was a doubt that there was a shortage or a missing or extra whatever in tawaf, ignore it. We saw that in previous rulings. But this is when he completed Hajj al-Aswad, kissing. Let's say if the pronoun was referring to completing the kissing of the Hajj al-Aswad, he started doing tawaf. Now he doesn't know, did he start from here or from here? But definitely he did the tawaf. But he doesn't know, did he miss this area or not? So here he says she should complete the tawaf. So the answer is looking at during the tawaf. The question is after completing the tawaf. Okay. Question number 11. Remember continuity, consistency, without leaving a gap. And what is that gap? The gap is abandoning the platform of tawaf, going to the Safa and Marwa area even for like 1 minute, or leaving a gap more than 10 minutes between the rounds. So he says the what is the type of obligation? What is the type of the requirement? Okay, requirement of the consistency in the tawaf. Because we have two types of hukum. You studied in ilm al-usul, those who studied in ilm al-usul. Hukum wad'i, the title, ruling on the titles, or ruling on the status, ruling of the status, ruling of the actions. Action is taklifi, status is wad'i. Like for example, after having a marriage contract, you rule upon the guy his husband. That is giving a title of husband. You give the ruling of the title of wife to upon the women. Husband and wife. This is called hukum wad'i. The hukum on the status. Hukum taklifi is ruling of upon actions. Like it is prohibited for him to disrespect his wife. It is prohibited upon her to, they both are husband and wife. That means there are some obligations, taklif, upon the husband. And there are some obligation, taklif, okay, actions a wife needs to do, action husband needs to do. So the title of the husband and wife is wad'i. The actions associated with the titles given to them, the obligations, are taklifi. So here, the muwalat, the consistency required in tawaf. Okay, the question is it taklifi? Okay, that means when there is necessity, it is the ruling is removed. Or no, it is wad'i, stagnant, it stays forever, whether you are under the case of necessity or not, it will stay. So that is the question is the consistency, the continuity between rounds of the tawaf, the condition of the requirement of the consistency between the rounds of the tawaf. Is this requirement based on rule of actions? So it is removed whenever there is a case of necessity, or no, it is a rule of title. That means it stays even if there was a necessity. So he says that the consistency in the round, or the continuity and the consistency without leaving a gap, excuse me, between the rounds of tawaf is required as conditions of the validity of the tawaf. Therefore, if any disruption happens in the consistency, the tawaf will be considered invalid. Okay, that means it is hukum wad'i. Regardless of wad'i and taklifi, it is condition. Conditions are necessary. Like wudu is condition for salah. If you don't do wudu, your salat is invalid, even if it was unintentional. So intentional, unintentional, the consistency issue is required. Question number 12, and we'll end here. Is it permissible for a person performing tawaf to rest and pause between one round and another round for 10 minutes or not? He said, تحقق الموالاة بين الأشواط مع الفصل بهذا المقدار محل إشكال بل منع. To consider the consistency, to consider that the consistency established between the rounds with such gap that is 10 minutes, it's a problematic. Moreover, it is prohibited. One should not leave that much gap. So when we said 10 minutes before, it was between tawaf and salat of tawaf. But in between the rounds, muala, if you leave the platform for 1 minute, it is going to cause invalidation of the tawaf. Or in the platform, if there was a necessity, okay, or necessity or need to do, but you had like less than 10 minutes, a few minutes of rest and those kind of thing, then that is okay. But reaching 10 minutes, it's problematic for Sayyid Sistani Damadullah. Even though you will see some of the rulings, questions, we are going to see that 10 minutes for the necessity, need, it is like wudu and all those kind of things, he allows. But here, for resting, just to rest, to give a pause for resting, because the question here is that an yastarih, to rest between one round and another round. And the question is like between every round, he will rest 10 minutes. So that is obviously problematic, and it's every round, between every round. So the consistency is lost. So in ruling number 13, he says, now he's talking about 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, بمقدار 5 دقائق, to drink water, for example. Will that affect the consistency? He says the consistency is not established by preoccupying oneself with another action with the 5 minutes. So 5 minutes to just drink the water. Are you drinking a tank of water or what? Okay. He said that you are disrupting the consistency for drinking water 5 minutes. So, boy, elephant or something like that? No, you're human. People, they drink like a cup of water in like 5 seconds or 10 seconds or something like that. But 5 minutes is too much. He says for preoccupying oneself with any other thing with that amount of time, with any action with that amount of time, that means 5 minutes, disrupts the the continuity and the consistency. Question number 14. If a person doubts that did he miss the consistency one after another, the continuity one after another, that means he doubts that did I leave a gap in between the rounds or not في الطواف, during the tawaf. So فهل يجتزي بإتمامه أو يجب الاستئناف? So so if a person doubts, did he miss the commonly considered consistency or continuity in the tawaf? So he's doubting. So what should it like the question is, he's doubting in the middle of the tawaf. Okay, it's not at the end of the tawaf. So this doubt is in the middle of the tawaf. Okay, so we don't apply here qa'idatul faragh. So consistency is shart, condition. So he missed that condition. Like even previously, he mentioned that taklifi wad'i. Remember, it is a what they say, uh, rule of action, obligation, act of action, obligation of title. So he said it's shart, muwalat is shart. That means it's not forgivable. That can be forgivable, the taklifi with the necessity. But here he says that if somebody during the tawaf doubts that did he miss the consistency commonly required, commonly considered consistency during the tawaf, so should he complete the tawaf where he doubted, or he needs to redo it? Okay, he says yajibul isti'naf, he should redo it from the beginning, back again. Let's see this question. So here a person thought that he missed the consistency required between the rounds of the tawaf, or he doubted that he missed the consistency by doing something in between. So he just canceled his first tawaf, okay, and did a new tawaf. So will his tawaf, new tawaf, will be correct? He says, الظاهر صحته. Apparently, it will be correct. Yeah. So now the questions of consistency are done. Then we are going to start the question of crowd and whatever happens due to the crowd. So we will stop here. Question number 16. We'll continue in our upcoming session. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين